Another way to organize your objects is by using groups. Now, this is a way to organize objects without one object being at the head of it all. So, for example, we have these chairs, and we don't really want any specific chair to be the master node of the group. We just want to be able to move all the chairs at once. So, we can actually just group those objects. So, if I want, I can marquee select all of my chairs, and we can just do Edit Group. And when I do, notice how they all light up, and we get a group. Now, if I want, I can change the name of that group. I can call it, for example, chairs just by clicking in this field, typing and hitting enter. And now once I have this group, you can see it in my outliner. So now I have this group here. You can see by the icon, that's a group, and it's called chairs. If I select this, it selects all of my chairs, and you'll see that each chair is an individual object beneath it. Now, the group node itself doesn't contain any geometry. It's really just position and rotation information, but not geometry information. So if I were to select that group and look at it in the attribute editor, you'll see that I only have one tab, and that's my DAG node, which has all of my translation, rotation, and scale information. So if I want, I can select this and transform the whole group itself. So I can just hit my Move tool by hitting W and moving or rotating or scaling all of my chairs. Now, if you want to select a group, you can very easily select it in the outliner. So I can just click on the group and it's selected. But if I want to select it in the viewport, it's a little bit more tricky. So if I click on any one of these chairs, by default, it'll select the geometry, in other words, the chair itself. Now we can change this by changing our selection mode. By default, Maya uses this mode here, which is select by object type. If we click on this mode, which is select by hierarchy, then clicking on any object in a hierarchy will select the master node of that hierarchy. So if I select any one of these chairs, it will select the group that is the master of those. Now, this may not be as intuitive as you'd want because you're basically switching nodes here, and so that kind of interrupts your workflow. So there's an easier way to get to the selection of the group. So let's go ahead and select the group in the outliner and go over to our attribute editor. You'll see we only have one tab here, but if we scroll down, there is a rollout here called Display. And when we open it, you'll see that we have this checkbox that says Display Handle. So if I click that on or off, notice how this handle comes up in the viewport. And when this is active, I now have an object to grab. So I can actually select that handle, and I'm selecting the group. So I have a visual representation of that group. And then I can move or rotate by using that handle. Now, when I'm working with groups, there are times when maybe you want to ungroup or get rid of a group. And so it's very easy to do that. You can use the ungroup command. So let me show you how this works. So let's go ahead and open up our outliner, select our chair group, and go Edit, Ungroup. And when we do that, it destroys the group and just brings the chairs up to the top. So as you can see, groups are very, very handy. Now, if you want to easily select groups, you just display their handles, and you can organize your scenes very efficiently.